Alright guys, simple oil change on a Ford Explorer with the 3.5 ecoboost. Let's get to it. Alright, as you can see, oil change required. We're at 92,000 miles. Be sure to check your oil cap, your oil filler cap, for the right type of oil that you should be using. And for this, we're going to go with a 5W30 Valvoline, full of synthetic, and the Mobil 1 oil filter. There is really no what's better than the other. They're all relatively the same quality. So usually I like to recommend that you buy whatever's on sale. Basically what you want to do is you want to remove this number here. There's just some twist screws that you can remove. It's just half a turn, and you can just drop this down. So with that out of our way, got our drain pan here. This is either a 15 or 16. Let's see. Well, this is a 16 millimeter. This seems to be a... That's 15. Ha, good old 15. All right, give it a few. God damn it. All right, I don't know who tightened this, but whoever did this really... Oh. Yeah, I don't know who tightened this, but holy moly. All right, and if it doesn't loosen on you, like this one apparently, just grab a mallet, hit that sucker. All right, once you have that sucker nice and cracked loose, you can then start loosening it with your hand. You want to position yourself in a way that'll be least messy for you. And come on now. You kind of want to keep that pressure in there until you can pull it out. So as you can see, my index finger is pushing in while I'm rotating it, because I'm trying to gauge where. I think that's the end right there. So if I just pull this off, presto. You want to give that some time, probably about, you know, maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then plug her back up. Clean this off first, plug her back up, and move on to the oil filter. Remove the oil filter, let that part drain. All right, and once that's all nice and drained, what you could do here is take this sucker and then give it a little oomph. That's it. Now normally these can be taken off by hand, like so, with a little bit of elbow grease, but there are certain times where a oil filter wrench would be needed. In this case, I was able to loosen it by hand. I'll wipe a little bit of that drain before completely removing it. Ugh. As you can see, it's completely removed, and there was no getting away from that mess. The trick that I've seen where you use a solo cup to take it off, and it's actually really neat, but I did not do that for this video. So oil all over the hands, wear some gloves. All right, once you can wipe away this area, we'll install the new oil filter. So check up there for any kind of remaining like gasket material or anything like that. These oil filters have like a ring, gasket ring. That's to have a seal, and you want to rub this with a little bit of oil. That's kind of a trick of the trade. And what that does is kind of provide an airtight seal once you hand tighten it on. Here we can slowly just try to find that threading. There we go. And just hand tighten it, guys. Doesn't need to be kind of like that. Doesn't need to be too crazy. You don't want to fight it when you're coming back. So just grab the rag, see if you can add a little quarter turn there, and then you're good to go. Now, as silly as this sounds, the car's still up on ramps. We do not want to start this vehicle whatsoever with no oil in it. That would be extremely, extremely catastrophic. So do not, I repeat, do not start the vehicle. All right, I had to grab a longer funnel actually for this because that shorter funnel does not work out so well. So all manuals point to 6 quarts as being the capacity for oil change. So that's what we will be doing. Now that that's done, you want to kind of wipe away any kind of spillage you might have had. cap back on. Oop, upside down. There we go. That looks better. So what I like to do is take our drain pan, funnel it back into the old or the used oil bottle. And once you have that, obviously it's full for this 5-quart. And then what you want to do is cap this off, bring it to your nearest auto parts store, and they can recycle it for you. Before you start starting this up and taking off, make sure you put this piece back up here. Yeah. Ooh. Okay, now that the engine is running, we're good. This is pretty simple here. It's for the oil life reset. You want to use this D-pad here on your left side of the steering wheel for your display. I have the speedometer and RPM and my fuel levels. That's the normal one. Go back down to settings, vehicle. You want to hit OK on all these selections. Oil life reset. Hit OK. And then hold OK to reset. Presto. And then, if you want to test that out, we'll go back, go to display mode. We're back in our display mode. We will power off, open up the door, close it again. We're all reset here. Depress the brake pedal, start her back up again, and you should no longer receive the code oil change required. And would you look at that? Good to go. And actually, the last thing we want to do after we had it running for about 10 minutes, we want to shut it off and let it sit for about 5 more minutes. Go around, check the oil levels. In this case, we have our dipstick down here. Don't trust the first reading because you're just going to get yikes. Tuck her back end down. We are at, see the hash marks? That's where you want to be. Yeah, I'd say we're good.